Hello, everyone. Okay, I've been tinkering all morning with all kinds of different things to do with yarn. I have a knitting machine that's from 1971, and I was born in 72, so it's older than me, and I'm trying to learn how to use it, and it's not going smoothly. I'm missing a piece that holds the yarn, that tensions the yarn, and it's a pretty crucial piece. I didn't think it was important, but it is. So I looked at the instructions and I looked at it very carefully, and I've tried to put something together with bits and pieces of things that I have to replace that piece, and it's not working. I used to have it working. I had made a little temporary yarn tensioner out of wire and a screw and some elastic bands, and some washers. I have forgotten how I set it up. So when I took it apart, like a couple of years back to put it away for a little while, I had gotten it to work a little bit, and I made a pillow. All right, so this morning I was tinkering with that, and just, engineering brain went into full gear. And I was working with my hands, and now my hands really hurt. So I kind of overdid it. Too much twisting, winding, threading, pushing, pulling, all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's my little update about my morning. And yeah, no biggie. Every once in a while, I have a morning like that where I just try to get into some kind of little machinery and figure it out. I think the next thing I'm going to do, I used to be a potter, and I had a studio size pottery wheel and an actual working kiln. But my partner got me this little mini thing. Isn't it the cutest thing? And it works. Look at this. Uh-oh. Turn it on. How do I turn it on? Power control. There we go. Okay. There we go. See? It's spinning away. And it's very mini. And so I was thinking that because it's so mini, I can only make like things like maybe dollhouse teacups and dolls' heads and things like that. So then the clay that came with it entirely dried. So it's making noise. I'm going to turn it off. There we go. Yeah. But I found this stuff in my studio wrap pack, and it's air dry clay. So I think I'm going to try this out and see what it does on the mini wheel. Let's give it a try. Thing to open. Knife. When in doubt, use a craft knife. There we go. So this is air dry clay. I'm not sure if it's real actual clay or if it's paper clay. It's got a weird texture. All right, I've got some of it. It feels pretty clay-like. All right, so I don't have any water with me or anything. I just want to give it a try. So I'm going to squish it onto the wheel, and I'm going to spin it. All right, so that's the first thing. If it's not centered, it's not sticking. All right. Let me get it down there and see what I can do with this thing. Now, what's it going to do? All right. Spinning around. I'm going to turn it way slower. There we go. Okay, so I have to hold it with my hands, and my fingers make it stop. Oh, interesting. It's really not very powerful. So it's kind of going against my fingers, but it stopped starting. And I'm not even moving my finger. I'm just keeping it there. Stationary, just to see how you know, centered it is in the middle of the thing. All right, turning it off. I'm gonna go get some water and we're gonna see how this. Okay, I'm turning it back on. I got myself a tiniest little glass of water. I'm gonna get my fingers wet. I'm gonna get the clay wet, turning it on. Yeah, as I predicted, it slides better, but it also, okay, I'm gonna put the speed up a little higher. All right. So it's this like pottery with fingers only. I'm pushing it now. All right. Come on, baby. You can do it. Did I kill it? I just turned it off by accident. All right. So the higher the speed, the more turning power it has. And I'm trying to center without stopping it from turning. Oh, it's getting splattered on the actual phone. So as you can see, this is really not easy to work with. It is too small. Oh, I'm trying to make a dome shape. All right, we're centered, pretty much. All right. You and your rattling around. Okay, now I'm going to. It's hilarious. All right, now I'm not going to bother making a cone because I don't have that much power. Okay, I don't like the noise that it makes, and I don't like the fact that whenever I try to do anything to it and I put any pressure on it, it's very hard to control. All right. And the splatter, because there's no little tray to catch the splattering, is hilarious, but also not ideal. So I'm using it in my hand. All right. I happen to not have a stand, but what I'm going to try to do here is push my finger inside, make a little well at the top. And by pushing my finger inside, I'm going to be making like a little bowl shape. It was barely letting me do it. On a full-powered, large spinning wheel, this whole process takes a few seconds. All right, I've stuck my finger all the way in there. Now it's jerking around. It's still off-center because I can't center it completely. All right, getting my finger in there. All right, we're in up to the first knuckle, and now I'm going to pull it towards me, but it's slowing down. Pulling it towards me slowly, and that is going to widen the base. This is a failure. Okay, there's no such thing as pulling your thing towards you. All right, got it. And now it's off center again because, you know, I'm not throwing from a centered piece. Oh boy. Every time I touch it, all right, it slows down and it starts to wobble. You can hear it knocking around, right? but it does have the feel. It has a nice feel of pottery. So it is good clay to use. Ooh, what a terrible sound that was. So I don't think I'm going to really make anything. I'm just going to play with it and learn how to be gentle. Right now I'm trying to fix the centering of the middle. Pull towards me, you're supposed to get wider. God, my entire studio is completely covered in mud. That took about 5 minutes. Come on, come on. All right, now I'm just gonna do what you're not supposed to do, and I'm pinch potting it because I wanna see if I can get any kind of walls going. And apparently this clay, this little wheel is too small to do any of the maneuvers. Yeah. Okay. That worked. Pinch potting and now using one. Oof. Yeah, not good. Okay, as long as I am very slidey and I'm only touching the clay, it seems to work. So it requires the sensitivity of like a porcelain pottery wheel, which I'm not surprised. I thought it might require that kind of sensitivity because, you know, it's tiny. I have successfully made a lopsided volcano, a cone, if you will. Keep going, keep going. Okay. I'm bracing my hands against one another, trying to only touch the clay and not the wheel, so I don't put so much pressure on the wheel and stop it from turning. I do wish I had a splash pad. Didn't prepare at all. I didn't put away my oil palette. I didn't do anything. I was just splattering right where I usually sit. Alright, so let's stop there. Let me show you how it looks. We have a very lopsided crater. Oh, good God. Okay, I'm sliding it off the wheel and taking a good look through. The base is a good thickness. It's, here, I'm pinch potting it now because I can't stand to leave it alone. Oh, and I went through the base. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is just hand mold this clay into a bunch of different doll heads and see what I can make out of that. All right. I hope you enjoyed watching me mess up my studio. Oh, now I have to touch my phone to turn it off. Ew, cleanup time. Bye, everyone.